I have all my money in Jerry Beans, man.
Alright, welcome to the video. We got very spicy news from Konami. New card coming out in the water set I'm very excited for, but this card could change the game drastically. It could finally be the end for Maxx C. Maxx C not long for this world. What does this card do? If you control no cards, alright, quick effect, you can discard this card, apply these effects for the rest of the turn. Each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster from the hand, you immediately draw a card. Then, during the end phase, if you have more cards in your hand than the number of cards your opponent controls, so the cards they have on the board, plus 6, shuffle random cards from your hand into the deck equal to the difference. You can only activate the effects of other Mulchummy monsters once the turn you activate this effect. So this could be part of a family of effects, new water-based hand traps that you're going to want to be using. But right now we know about this one. So why is this such a big deal? All right, this effect, this is like everyone's Reddit post where they talked about how to fix Maxx C. All right, what is the reason that this is like fix Maxx C? Well, first off, it only cares about normal special summons from the hand. So, you know, Flounderies doesn't, Flounderies plays around Maxx C. Flounderies can't play around this. This card's still going to draw a bunch of cards from that deck. If your deck summons some monsters from the extra deck, they, those don't count. So you can only be drawing like 1 or 2 cards. But the real advantage of this card, all right, well, I say advantage. This is worse Maxx C. And the fact that this is like Maxx C but worse means that Konami may have made this card to replace Maxx C, and they said, all right, Maxx C is too unfair, too unfun, we're going to kill it. You get this card that is like Maxx C, serves a similar function, but isn't as busted, especially if you're going first, because the worst thing about Maxx C is you make your big board, and then you throw a Maxx C with negates up, opponent can't respond, block the Maxx C, and now, even if they manage to fight through your board, you've drawn 4 or 5 or 6 cards, so you can easily crush through them. This is not possible with this card, because if you have anything on the field, you can't activate it. Yeah, so that is pretty sweet. Also, at the end of the turn, you're going to shuffle random cards back in. So that really means this is just going to give you extra shots at drawing your other hand traps, drawing your Nibiru, drawing your Ash Blossom. So you could go up like, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7 during the turn, activate your extra hand traps, and then it's going to shuffle the remaining cards back into the deck if you still have a bunch extra. Also going to be really fun for turn 0 decks. If you're playing Goaties, you can play this. It's a level 4 water, which means you can use it to summon your fish with, and you can use it to draw into your Goaty plays. And if you draw into the Goaty turn 0 play, you can Goaty your opponents, go in second, which always love to see the goading of your opponent's turn 0. So this card is extremely cool, extremely powerful. There was also a ban list for TCG, but we don't play TCG here, so we're not going to talk about that right now. All right, let's get to the games. Today, I am reformed. All right, I was always popping the babies whenever I played Dinosaur. I was on a rampage, couldn't be stopped. But now, I am not going to pop a single baby in this episode because we're playing Evoltile dinosaurs. Evoltiles, there was a couple Evoltiles got released in the new pack. Lets you make some very sweet, powerful monsters. We're going to Ash Blossom on this Snake Eyes Poplar. Very difficult to Ash this deck because they can just yoink your Ash Blossom using a Link monster, but trying to stop them from getting the field spell is kind of powerful since the field spell is something that lets them extend and do a lot of plays. So I'm going to try and negate this search for the field spell. Of course, they got the Call by the Grave, so we are not negating anything, but we did at least remove this Call by the Grave from their hand. So opponent going to get to do full Snake Eyes combo. We'll see if they know how to play Snake Eyes or if they don't. And what are we doing? All right, we are playing Evoltile Evolsaur, which is a level 1 fire, which means there's a lot of support right now that you can build around this. So we're testing out Evoltiles with the Wanted Seeker Simple Spoils engine in order to power it out from the deck. So we got a lot of ways to special summon it for free. So once the opponent is done setting up their Snake Eyes board, we'll see what Snake Eyes board they end up setting up. And there was a recent ban list on TCG. We'll talk about that in a bit as well. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because next episode I got a very spicy interview. Well, not spicy. I got a very quality interview, all right, respectable, with Jock Dom, who is the person who top 32 with Sharks at the YCS Sydney very recently. So make sure to subscribe. Stick around for that. In the next episode, we'll be upgrading Sharks with the Shark Master himself. All right. Now, opponent finally finished summoning. They got a Promethean Princess in the graveyard. They got a Link Karibo to protect, and they got the Amphibious Swarm Ship on the field if this gets, you know, they got a lot of ways to play, but they don't have the Flamberge Dragon. The Flamberge Dragon will get summoned once we summon anything. So we got some things to play around, but we got a very interesting hand. Let's see what the opponent's going to do here. Let's start off with the Wand of Secret Sinful Spool. Let's show off how to get your Evil Tile engine going. Now, while we still control no monsters on the field, or we control all dinosaurs, we're in a special summon from the hand, Doodle Beast Stego. Very fun dinosaur-related engine. All right, we're going to add to the hand a Doodle Book Spell Trap, and then discard it. But opponent not going to let us get any bodies on field. They're just going to immediately pop it. Honestly, I am not at all upset about that play. Popping our first summon of a monster that summoned itself for free on an empty board is not at all bad. Let's get that Doodle Book, discard it. It will not do anything this turn, but on the following turn, we can activate it, search for a level 5 or higher dinosaur, and that's going to let us do the Doodle Beast play. So we'll see. We'll see if we get that far. First, we got to deal with the Snake Eyes. Swarm Ship going to resummon the Heat of Fire Charmer. So opponent's out of interruption. This doesn't really seem like a very solid, and this is why Snake Eyes, all right, they're very powerful, but unless they summon the Appaloosa, make a billion negates, often they're just very difficult to clear because all their monsters float. So you got to clear all of them and somehow get in for lethal. So let's see what we can do. Diabellstar is here. We're going to set that original Sinful, send the Diabellstar, and opponent's got Ash Blossom. All right, we got stopped. We got stopped. Opponent, except hold on a second, opponent. You might be forgetting something. Earlier in the game, okay, earlier in the game, opponent, we used Ash Blossom on opponent, and opponent fingered. So the finger negated the Ash Blossom and banished it. So opponent, your Ash is also negated. Opponent, you forgot. You forgot your own Ash Blossom's negated. We get the Evil Tile from the deck. Now we get to use the Sinful Spoils to draw an additional card, and we need that additional card because we're going to be discarding with Evil Tile Mega Chirella. That is, we special summon this, so we haven't used our normal yet. We're going to discard a card, summon from the deck the Evolsaur Leos, the new card from the new pack. What does it do? When it's summoned, you set an Evolsaur trap from the deck, and that is the Evo Singularity. Now, you got to keep in mind, it actually names the 2 cards it can set. Evo Singularity is one of them. This is an amazing card. This is a single trap, but it is actually 2 Omni Negates. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it, but that's what it does. All right, now we're going to normal summon. We're going to activate Evolsaur Leos effect. You can use this to do multiple different interesting things, but it lets you send a fire or reptile monster or dinosaur from your deck to the graveyard, and then it makes 2 monsters on the field the level of the sent monster. So you can use this to do XZ plays, or you can use it to send a value reptile or dinosaur to the graveyard. I've seen people using this with Ogdeadix. It's like a snake deck, but we're just using it for dinosaur value. We're going to send a Misk. We're going to summon the Evolsaur Dolka. That is 2 monster negates, not hard ones per turn. Evolsaur Boss, Evolsaur Dolka is here. And now we can activate the Misk to summon a dinosaur. But this was not the order we should have done things, sadly. By summoning this Aleo, it's going to get popped at the end of turn. I forgot about that effect of Misk. So sadly, the Aleo, bit wasted, but it's okay. We don't need it. We got Fusion Destiny. We're going to Fusion Destiny, get the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. We're going to activate Destiny Hero Denier to summon itself, and that's going to give us an additional attack. Let's clear this Link Karibo. Opponent reducing the Denier. There, pop that Hita. And opponent triggering Swarm Ship. We're going to negate Swarm Ship effect. And now we got to clear this Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon. So we're going to go main phase 2. Use the DPE. Pop the Denier. Pop the Flamberge Dragon. Negate. And the reason we popped our hero instead of the DPE, he will come back, is in case opponent has a way to banish the DPE from the graveyard. Maybe they draw another finger or something along those lines. You know, just playing it safe. We don't need that hero anyway. Negate the effect of Flamberge. No floating for you. Main phase 2. We're going to activate the effect of Mega Chirella in the graveyard. We use 2 negates with the Dolka, but the effect of the Mega Chirella in the graveyard says you can banish it and then target target Dragon XZ, and then target 2 reptile or dinosaurs in your graveyard and attach it material. So now our Dolka, it's already negated twice. It has 2 more negates. This thing has the ability to negate 4 times. Let's keep going. All right, pop our Aleo by mistake. Forgot about the fact that it would die. All right, I'm bad at Yu-Gi-Oh. What can I say? GPE gonna immediately pop this princess before they do anything. Princess popped. We get the Doodle Beast Tyranno. Sadly, we don't have our little dinosaur to tribute summon and get a pop, but that's fine. We'll use it later. Opponent, Snake Eyes Oak, gonna try and summon from the graveyard. We're gonna negate. Negate number 1. All right, opponent tributing with the Linkuriboh. This is not a targeting effect, so tributing it is not going to do anything. We didn't target, we just negated the effect. So opponent trying to play around us. And now, we have an Evil Tile and an Evolsaur monster in our graveyard. All right, one of these was attached to this boy as material. But now we got them both in the graveyard. We got this guy in the graveyard, and we got this guy in the graveyard. Let's activate our Evo Singularity. Summon them, or we don't even need to summon them. It just it summons an XZ monster, an Evolsaur XZ, and it attaches both these as material. And here's the new Evolsaur Lars. Nice summon animation there. And that is 2 more Omni negates. Target a face-up card on the field, negate with the Evolsaur Lars. So opponent gets back their Linkuriboh. We got 3 negates, and opponent is done. Love to see it. This is the power of Evolsaurs. If you haven't played this deck, all right, you got to check it out. New way to play dinosaurs. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got, again, Bellstar engine. This engine is very powerful. You know, it supports a lot of deck types. People are going to think you're playing the old fiery Snake Eyes if you show any of these cards, but we are not. We're playing dinosaurs. Opponent welcome Labyrinthing. Getting that Ariana. Ariana Grande is here, searching for the Lady Labyrinth. Luckily, we have an Ash Blossom to negate one of their Labyrinth traps. But let's start by getting the Fossil Dig. Search for Doodle Beast Stego. Again, we are reformed today. We are not popping the babies.
Let me tell you something, Megan. I hate dead baby fetuses. You know, I hate them because they're dead and they shouldn't be. They should be alive and they should be loved.
You saw my last video, or sorry, in my last game. We didn't pop any babies. Reformed. No babies will be popped today. Let's summon the Stego for free. Opponent hitting us with the Ash Blossom. All right, we were saving this Ash for the Labyrinth, Welcome Labyrinth spell trap, sorry, but we're gonna just have to negate this Max C. And hey, did you guys see? Konami made a second Max C. They made a water Max C that is like Max C but fixed. Check it out if you haven't. I'll put it up on the screen. We'll talk about this card. I'm sure it is something everyone is excited for because it might mean Konami is finally gonna ban Max C in Masterduel. We'll see. We'll see if Konami's fixed Max C is the answer. And maybe when they drop it, they're going to be like, yeah, you guys get this now. No more Max C. We're finally ready to acknowledge it's bad. All right, let's discard a card. Summon the Bellstar from the hand. We got the Doodle Book in the graveyard. Bellstar. Set the Sinful Spoils. Opponent's probably thinking, hey, Snake Eyes. I got to stop him before he does any Snake Eyes plays. Opponent firing off the Lady Labyrinth. Activating the Dogmatica Punishment to send a card from the deck to the graveyard. Now, if we activate an effect here, we can chain block the Lady. That will stop them from setting a trap to the field. So we are going to activate Misk. We have one dinosaur on field to protect, but Misk is just here to chain block the Lady, so they don't get that search. All right, let's go. Opponent Dogmatica Punishing. They are going to Dogmatica Punish, pop our Bellstar, pop our original Sinful. But the great thing about Original Sinful, all right, is that it's kind of busted. It has an effect in the graveyard. You can only activate one of its effects each turn. We didn't activate the search effect, so we can activate the graveyard effect, banish it, target a Bellstar monster in our graveyard, shuffle in the deck, and add a level 1 fire monster. So we get the Evil Tile to the hand. And there we go. We got one normal summon still. And we can also activate the effect of our wanted, shuffle back this banished original Sinful, and draw an additional card. So we just getting that value out of the Sinful Secret Spoils engine. But let's normal summon the Evil Tile, discard card, summon the Evolsaur Leos, set that Evo Singularity, and now we are going to activate the Misk, summon the Jirek Aleo, send to the graveyard, make 2 of our monsters level 4, and now we could have XZ summon, but there's no need to. In this specific instance, we're going to Verte activate, get DPE, or why do that when we could Super Poly opponent's monsters away? Get that Lady Labyrinth gone, get that Ariana gone, and that is why we're playing Verte in this deck. I love me some Verte, but this deck especially loves it. But let's clear those 2 monsters. Summon a Garura. Garura is here. Attack opponent for a lot of damage. And now, we're going to set, and we're going to pass the turn with the Evo Singularity. This board doesn't look like it does too much, but I promise you, it does quite a lot. Let's pass. Secret in the graveyard doodle book. Additional interaction. Activate. Activate our Evo Singularity. Get our negate going. And we got so many options for negates here. We can summon any of the extra deck Evolsaur monsters. So we're going to get the Evolsaur Lars, the new one, the thick one, with 2 negates of a face-up card on the field. But if you know what you're playing against, you could also go with the Solda. Solda pops monsters that are special summoned. Logia negates a spell, trap, effect, or a normal summon of a monster. And we also got the, where is it, the other one, the Dolka, that does the 2 monster negates. So all very powerful options. Doodle Beast time around to the hand, meaning we got the pop of a monster. An opponent doesn't want to see it. We got too many powerful negates, and Labyrinth is done. Love to see it. Let's go on to the next game. All right, on to the next game. And I know you saw a bunch of games going second, but this deck, I designed it thinking it was going to be going first, setting up a bunch of negates. Let's start by Doodle Beast Stego in. Get our Doodle Book to the hand, discard the Doodle Book. And we got the Evolsaur Lars in the hand. Opponent hitting us with Droll and Lockbird. We do not care about Droll. Evolsaur Leos just summons or adds the trap right to the field, not going to the hand, which means this cannot get Ash Blossomed. The second effect, to send to the graveyard, can get Ash Blossomed, but hopefully you can play through that. We're going to activate. Get that Evo Singularity here. Activate the Misk. Activate Misk effect to summon the level 1 dinosaur from the deck. Now, I will say right now, alright, big weakness of this deck, okay? Jurak Aleo is our level 1 dinosaur we're summoning with the Misk. It's a fire level 1, but we only got 1, and if you draw it, you cannot use Misk to summon it. We're really using Misk as just an additional body to do our Link or XYZ plays. So, weakness of the deck, drawing this is really bad. You don't want to draw this. But, you know, hold on. You're not going to draw it all the time, and you can still play even if you do draw it. Let's go into the Verte, leaving our dinosaur on field. Activate. Get DPE. I love me some DPE. And what's our interaction? This is our going first line, alright? We got Doodle Beast Stego. We got Evo Singularity, that's 2 negates. We got the DPE pop, and we got the Doodle Book in the graveyard to get a monster pop. Plus we got Nibiru in the hand. Lots of value. Opponent, what can you do? Through all of this nonsense, let's get our negates going. And it's always fun to decide, going, you know, against an opponent, which Evolsaur is the best. This one can negate spell trap effects, but the new one is likely the best, alright? Sometimes I just want to test out how the different ones do. I honestly believe the new Evolsaur Lars is the best one, so if you're playing this deck and you're like, which one do I make blind? Almost always the Lars is going to be the choice. But Logia can negate summons and destroys, so that is an advantage of it. Opponent, summoning the Fenrir. We're going to immediately pop before they get that search going. If this is Kashtira, if this is some sort of Snake Eyes deck, they usually use Kashtiras as bait. It's still a good play. Opponent, activating the Lightning Dragon Ruler. Is this level 7 spam combo with Aurora Dawn? We'll just have to find out. Actually, I don't want to find out. I want to stop them before they do it. Opponent activating the Dragon Ruler. Going to get a Dragon Ruler summoned to the field from the deck. Here it is. Dragon Ruler is here. Tempest. Opponent normal summoning a Rockstrose Dragon. That's a level 10 Synchro. That's going to be an Omni Negate. We do not want that. Let's negate the summon. Pop the monster. Now, using the Logia here, alright, is a bit of a risk. Negating the summon. I could have just popped with my Doodle Beast Stego. Probably the better play, but you know what? Let's do it anyway. Pop, negate. Opponent activating Blaster Dragon Ruler in the graveyard to summon itself. They're going to go into the level 7 or rank 7 XZ. They're going to summon the tokens. They're going to go full Aurora Dawn combo. Let's put a stop to it right now. Doodle Beast Stego, summon itself, pop that Dragon Ruler. Opponent has no more plays. Their combo is disrupted. Evolsaur does it again, and not a single baby was popped. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, on to the next game. Got a Saw hand here. Don't like drawing the Doodle Book since it is searchable, but it's not a complete brick if you have it in hand. Opponent going first. Summoning the Phantom Knights. And without any going second cards, it's going to be pretty hard for us to fight through Phantom Knights, but we will give it a shot. Opponent going to do full Phantom Knight Adventure combo. They get to send the adventure through the graveyard, Water Enchantress. set up their adventure combo, which is, you know, getting them the negate and the token. And opponent, there we go, adding that Draco back to the hand. And they're usually going to end on an additional piece of interaction with the old Phantom Knight play. They're going to have the Rusty Boy, the Phantom Knight Rusty, who can pop a card. And we'll see what else opponent can do. So we don't have any way to disrupt them going second in this specific hand, but obviously Nibiru Maxx C would be pretty good against them. Or the new not Maxx C card that draws cards but is more fair because if you go second, you can't activate it. Or sorry, if you're going first, you can't activate it on the second turn to draw a billion cards after you set up your negate board. Opponent has finished. They got 2 set back row. They got 1 Omni Negate that is known. And the Rusty Bardiche says something about if a card is summoned to a zone he points to, he can pop a card on the field. I believe that is what it does. We also saw opponents search for a Phantom Knight's Trap. Not this one, but this one. The Phantom Knight's Fogblade, which is an additional negate. So opponent can has 2 negates for us that we know about. Let's go. Activate our Doodle Beast Stego. And here is the Maxx C. Alright. Please pray with me that Konami bans the Maxx C and replaces it with that new watery monster. Then we wouldn't have to worry about them dropping Maxx C on us, causing us to use our interaction to fight the hand trap as well as their board. We're going to have to fight the Maxx C. Ash Blossom. Opponent going to negate with the Griffin Rider. Thankfully, we have the Call by Grave as well to negate that Maxx C. So we've cleared 1 negate. We know about 1 more, and we are likely going to have 1 monster pop. But we shall see. Maxx C negated. Ash Blossom is gone. Opponent's negate is gone. And let's start things off with the Doodle Beast Stego. Very sad that we drew a bunch of bricks in his hand. 2 cards kind of dead. But we get to discard to summon the Bellstar Black Witch. Opponent gonna negate the Black Witch, so we don't get to search for our spell, get the level 1, and also we don't get to draw an additional card. So that is pretty rough. But we don't know if opponent has any more interaction. We can hope that this card maybe it's like a Call by the Grave or something they can't use. Not sure. We can hope, and we can go into Verte, and we could either do Verte DPE or we could Verte Poly and steal their 2 monsters. So let's give it a shot. Summon that Verte. Activate Verte effect, sending the Fusion Destiny. And you tell me how this works because I do not know. If we use Verte to activate Super Poly, does that mean opponent cannot respond to our activation? You let me know. I don't actually know how that works. But we're going to Verte get DPE since DP can fight pop 2 cards. And we're not really worried about these 2 Phantom Knights right now. Considering the DPE can attack over 1 of them. But unfortunately, opponent has the Fogblade. Fogblade gonna negate, and we got no more plays. We just got a tiny snack, and opponent has 1. Very sad, but sometimes these things happen. You let me know, was Super Poly the right play there? I don't actually know how that works. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. We got a lot of ways to search our dinosaurs. Miss, solid. Doodle Beast, solid. Opponent hitting us with Ash Blossom, or sorry, hitting us with the Maxx C. We're going to cross out Designate, and Call by, and Ash Blossom. You'll see we are not fans of the Maximum C in this deck. Maxx C, massive problem, but if people are playing that other card, it's not going to be as devastating, alright? They're going to draw cards, yes, they will get card advantage, but they won't end with a bajillion cards in the hand. Opponent hitting us with Duel. Going to stop us adding cards to the hand. Thankfully, we do not need to add any cards to the hand. Let's normal summon our Ash Blossom. Go into Verte. Activate the Verte. Get our DP going. And we did not get our Omni combo. But we do have the DPE. And we got the Dino Pop. So that's 2 pops. Not bad. No negates, but we got 2 pops. And we got the Call by the Grave. Opponent. What are you playing? What are you doing? They're playing a lot of hand traps. They got Maxx C and Droll. Opponent, Madolche Salon. Let's pop that. Stop them from getting additional normal summon. Not really sure what Madolches do, but we can pop it with a DP, so we're going to do it. Opponent normal summoning Madolche Messengelato. And let's just pop that before they go to battle. Opponent gets to shuffle it back in the deck. And they are ending the turn. DPE, come back to me. Drawing that evil tile is sweet, except sadly we do not have an additional card in hand to discard. and we don't presently have a way to get a card to the hand. So we are just going to have to... Ooh, opponent goes in match. We're going to pop that before that resolves. We are going to normal summon this boy and go into the Promethean Princess using Verte. That's going to let us summon a fire from the graveyard. We can go into the Yugioh, or we could just resummon our Megachirella, and then we can go into the Amphibious Swarm Ship. It's a good play. All right, Snake Eyes has this play. We got that play too. We're not going to plus a billion times off it, sadly, but we don't need to plus. We got in-house negates. Opponent goes in match is gone, and opponent not willing to play it out. The floodgate was gone, and they had nothing else. Love to see it beating the floodgates. Madolches. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. Got a very solid hand. Let's start things off with the Duel Beast. Evil Singularity, also not terrible if you draw it, if you can set it up. This is not a hard once per turn effect, so you can actually activate your, summon your monster, use both of your negates, and then activate an additional Evil Singularity, summon a second once you've used the materials. So it is not at all bad to draw multiple of these. Diabellstar, gonna get the original Simple Spoils. Activate, send, get the Evil Tile. Now, we got Super Poly in the hand, but Super Poly requires a discard, so we also have to discard with our Evolsaur. We're gonna draw, but I'm not sad at all about giving up the Super Poly here, because our hand is, low on materials, and you gotta decide what to give up. And there we go. Draw Call by the Grave. That is not something that requires an extra card, so let's discard Super Poly. Summon from the deck the Leos set our Evo Singularity. Activate, send, make our boys all level 4, but we don't need that at all. Let's just get an extra body, get the Yugioh. Summon the Verte. Verte is here to get us popping, and DP is here to get us popping. Alright, our pops are ready. We're going to set our second Evo Singularity, set our Call by the Grave. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 negates, and 2 pops, plus a Call by the Grave. That is a lot of interruptions. Alright, let's see if the opponent can fight through it. Activate our Evo Singularity, get our Yugioh. Now, I know I said that was 4 interruptions. 4 is the most possible. Summoning the Yugioh, again, is a bit of a... This is a bit of a risky play, but it's also a bit of an advantage play. Because the Yugioh activates and detaches 2 materials, we guarantee that if something happens, we can, to our Yugioh, maybe we can only activate 1 material if we summon, for example, if we summon this boy, the Lars. Maybe opponent does something that we can't negate, and our material gets trapped under the Lars. We just guarantee that if we get a negate off, we can immediately summon another with our second Evo Singularity. So, that's the plan. Let's see how it goes. Opponent adding 2 cards to the hand with the Frightful Patchwork. I'm just going to negate that. Why not? It's a 2 for 1. We're going to negate it. We're going to immediately activate our second Evo Singularity and summon another monster. Get our Evolsaur Lars going. And this is not a once per turn, so we could just, if you have a second copy of Evolsaur Lars, you can just summon 2 Lars. 2 Lars, not at all terrible. Opponent adding Frightful Patchwork, the second copy. Getting a Poly, getting an Edge of Chain. See, this could be Despia. Branded Despia sometimes plays this. Hero lives. Let's let that resolve. Opponent summoning an Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. That's going to let them go into the Masco Changeo play. So before they search the Masco Changeo, we're going to pop it. Get pop in. Pop the Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. So they have no target for this Masco Changeo. And now, this is Mass Change too. Interesting. Alright, opponent summoning Elemental Hero Stratos. So clearly some sort of Heroes deck. Let's negate the search for the hero. We still got a pop with our Dinosaur. Opponent firing off Cornfield Quaddle. Who knows what's going on? We're going to negate this search for Chimera Fusion. Opponent playing new fusions. New Chimera Fusions with heroes. And Edge of Chain. Just to search super polymerization maybe. That is negated. We got 1 more negate left, and we got the monster pop, and opponent is not able to fight through it. They are done. Ono is done. Love it. Dino negates. Let's go on to the next game. On to the next game. Opponent is going second. Let's summon our Doodle Beast Stego. We got the beautiful perfect hand. We got everything we could ever want. Doodle Beast Stego plus our Sinful Spoils. Let's get that Diabellstar going. Discard Super Poly. Again, going first Super Poly. The easy discard most of the time. Activate the Sinful Spoils. Summon the Mega Chirilla from the deck. Get searching for an additional card to the hand. And hey, we just drew the Leos. We haven't used our normal, so let's summon it. Activate the effect. Make 2 monsters level 4. Summon from the graveyard. Getting that the Chirac Aleo. Excuse me. And now we can make a Lagia, and we can make the Verte Anaconda. So we got so much going on. We got our Omni Negate with the Lagia. We got our Verte to summon DP to pop. We got Ash Blossom. We got Call by the Grave. And we got the Evo Singularity, which once we activate our Lagia, we'll be able to activate and get additional negates going. So this is the going first play. All in-house Evolsaur negates. Now you let me know how you like this engine, because opponent, yeah, they can't fight through this. They know it's too much negate power, plus the popping, plus the hand traps. They know they are done. They're not even going to play it out. But you let me know, this engine is searchable. A single baby pop. I know I said I wasn't going to pop any babies today. All right, I'm not. But if you're playing pure dinos, you pop a single baby, you can do this whole play. You can summon the Evolsaur from the deck, get the Evo Singularity trap, and then use its effect to send the reptile to the graveyard. And now all you got to do is get your boy on the field in the graveyard anyhow. Just summon over, use a Link monster, tribute him, pop him, however. And now you got 2 Omni Negates. That is quite strong, and you could just play it as a 3-card engine in Dinosaurs to summon when you pop a baby. So you let me know if you want to see that, because we could try this engine out in other decks. But for now, let's go on to the last game. On to the final game. We got our Evolsaur, we got our Stego, we got our Misk, and here's Denier just chilling in the hand, wasting hand space. We'll hold on to opponent. Imperm, negating our dinosaur, except we're gonna hit him with the Misk. Misk, protect. The dinosaur is safe. A little bit sad because now we don't have a card to discard, but we'll see. We should still be able to play around it. Let's activate our Wanted Secret Sinful Spools. Get the Evolsaur Black Witch to the hand. Normal summon the Evolsaur Leos. Get the Evo Singularity. Activate, send the Mega Shirella. Link into Verte and get our DP going. Here it is. DP is live. We got follow-up play with the Evolsaur Black Witch. We got pop. We got 2 negates. It's going to have to be enough, hopefully. We do not have a dinosaur to summon our Doodle Beast with, but, you know, I think we can be okay. Evolution, just the way Konami intended. You go reptile to dinosaur to dragon. That is how evolution works. If you have questions about evolution, all right, I'm sure there will be websites you can look that up on. I learned all about evolution from Pokemon and Digimon. All right, this is more of a digivolving situation though. My Girl Moe is here. Let's detach a material from Lars, negate the My Girl. DP pop this Swordsful Auspice. And opponent, they got nothing. My Girl Moe negated. Can't fight through an additional negate. Sword Soul is done. Love to see it. All right. All right, here is my pure Evolsaur deck list, and I looked really hard to try and find like a modern take on this deck, and I could not find one. So if you want to play pure Evolsaurs, this is, I believe, the best way to do it. And like I said, we're not using Baby Pop, and we're not playing any of the reptile monsters, the Ogdoadix that you can play those as well, but I just wanted to make a pure version of it. So here's the pure version. We got the one Aleo, talked about that as our target for Misk. We got 2 Evoltile Mega Chirellas, double Maxx C, triple Ash Blossom. We got the Denier, we got the Misk at 2, Evolsaur Leos at 3, we got Stego at 3, we got Dasher, we got the Black Witch at 2, we got Doodle Beast Tyranno, we got the Nibiru, we got triple Fossil Dig, we got the Fusion Destiny at 2, we got 2 original Sinful Spools, we got the Super Polys, we got 2 Call Buys, Crossed Out Designate, triple Wanted, 2 copies of the Evo Singularity and the Doodle Book. In the extra, we got some Super Poly targets: Moon Dragon, Garura, Starving Venom, Predaplant, Dracospelia, Destiny Hero, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. The Baron, recently banned in TCG. Does that mean Baron is not long for this world in Masterduel? We'll have to find out. You'll notice I did not summon Baron in this gameplay, but it is possible with Ash Blossom plus the Evolsaur Black Witch, so that's why it is in here. But like I said, never summoned it. Lagia, Dolka, Solda, the new Lars. So if you got copies of this from the new pack, hold on to them. All right, this is a great card. We got one Zeus. We got the Hida to steal opponent's fire monsters. We got the Predaplant Verte Anaconda. We got the Princess, and we got the Amphibious Swarm Ship. Thank you for watching the video, and have a good night.